Good morning, students. Today we are continuing the digestive system, in which we are learning about the gallbladder and the pancreas and the accessories of the gallbladder also we can learn today. So, in the digestive system, we have seen that there is an alimentary canal or the gastrointestinal canal. Starting from mouth to anus, it is a long tube, and this, apart from this, there are some glands which assist the digestive system, which produce the enzymes for digestion of the food constituents. Hence, the study of alimentary canal and the digestive glands is very must. So yesterday we have seen about the liver. Liver is one of the most important digestive gland which helps in the digestion of the food by secreting the bile or the enzymes, as well as the pancreas is very important, and the gallbladder is a one more organ of the liver which stores the enzymes. So we have to study about the liver, gallbladder, then enzymes of the gallbladder, then the pancreas, the enzymes of the pancreas which are produced and poured into the alimentary canal for the digestion. Today we are going to, yesterday we have studied about the functions of the liver. They are very important. The structure of the liver, the microscopic structure also we have studied, and the functions of the liver. Liver secretes the bile. The secretion of the liver is bile. The first function is it secretes the bile. Second one, it synthesis and stores the glycogen. It synthesis and secretes, stores the glycogen. Third one, formation of urea by the amination of the amino acids. The amino acids break down to form the urea in the urea which is formed in the liver, and the formation of the urea is assisted by the liver. So the liver is main cause for the formation of the urea. Then fourth one, synthesis of plasma proteins like albumin and globulin. Albumin and globulin plasma proteins are synthesized in the liver. Then fifth one, conversion of unsaturated fats into saturated fats. It helps in the conversion. The liver plays a very important role in the conversion of the unsaturated fats into the saturated fats. This is the fifth function. Then the sixth one is storage of iron and vitamin B12, which are necessary for the formation of RBC. So for the formation of RBC, vitamin B12 is necessary, and this is stored in the liver. Then the seventh one is synthesis of prothrombin and fibrinogen, which are necessary for blood coagulation. For the blood coagulation, prothrombin and fibrinogen is very important, and these are synthesized by the liver cells. Then the eighth one is synthesis of heparin, the natural anticoagulant. Heparin is the anticoagulant which is naturally found. So that natural anticoagulant heparin is synthesized in the liver. Then coming to the ninth one, production of heat as a result of metabolic reactions. It produces the heat by the metabolic actions. Then the 10th one is inactivation of toxic substances and drugs. The toxic substances and the drugs, if they enter inside the alimentary canal, they are inactivated by the help of this liver. Then the 11th one, the function is storage of vitamin A, D, E and K. The vitamins A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K are stored in the liver. So the liver is the storehouse for the following vitamins A, D, E and K. So these are the functions of the liver, very important. Now coming to the gallbladder. Gallbladder is a pear-shaped storage sac for the bile. So the bile which is produced by the liver cells, the bile produced by the liver cells is stored in a sac-like structure called gallbladder. Gallbladder is a sac-like structure which stores the bile produced by the liver. It is situated in the under surface of the right lobe of the liver. It is situated under the surface of the right lobe of liver. It consists of a fundus, body and neck. Fundus, body and neck are the three parts of the gallbladder. It is just like a sac or bladder-like structure, round bladder-like structure. So that round bladder-like structure is called gallbladder, which is divided into three parts. The first one is the fundus. The dome-shaped structure is fundus. The second one is the body, and the duct-like structure is called neck region. Coats of the gallbladder. The gallbladder is made up of three layers. The first one is the outer serous or peritoneal layer, which is continuous with the peritoneum covering of the liver. The first layer or the membrane is nothing but serous or peritoneal coat. Second one is the middle muscular coat made up of unstriped muscles. Second one is the muscular coat. Third one is the inner mucosa coat, which is continuous with the lining of the bile duct. It is continuous with the lining of the bile duct. That is nothing but the mucus coat. The third one is the mucus coat. So the first one is serous or peritoneal coat. Second is muscular coat. Third one is mucus coat. Coming to the duct of the gallbladder. The duct through which gallbladder opens is called cystic duct. The cystic duct is the part of the gallbladder. The gallbladder opens in the duct through which gallbladder opens is called cystic duct. Cystic duct. It arises at the neck of gallbladder. It arises at the neck of the gallbladder. The cystic duct unites with common hepatic duct and forms common bile duct. The common bile duct joins with pancreatic duct and opens into the duodenum. So this gallbladder duct joins with the pancreatic duct, and both together they open in duodenum by a single duct, that is a pancreatic duct. The gallbladder opens into the pancreatic duct, the common bile duct opens into the pancreatic duct, and then this pancreatic duct opens in the duodenum. A sphincter present in the bile duct, and at this termination is the duodenum is called sphincter of ODI. Coming to the functions of gallbladder. The function of gallbladder is nothing but the gallbladder stores the bile that is secreted in liver. Also it concentrates the bile stored in it. The gallbladder stores the bile and it concentrates the bile which is stored in the bladder. Then next one is the bile. It is an alkaline fluid secreted by the liver and stored in the gallbladder, and about 500 to 1000 ml, that is 1 liter, 1000 ml of bile is secreted by liver per day. Every day, per day, the liver secretes about 1 liter of bile secretion per day, but the capacity of gallbladder is only 30 ml. 30 ml of bile is can be stored in the gallbladder. The capacity of gallbladder is 30 ml, but the secretion from the liver, the bile is about 500 to 1000 ml. So bile is concentrated in gallbladder. This 1000 ml or 500 ml is reduced to 30 ml. It is concentrated in the gallbladder. The bile contains 86% of water and bile salts, bile pigments, mucin, cholesterol and other substances. The constituents of the bile, the parts of the bile are nothing but 86% of water, bile salts, bile pigments, mucin, cholesterol and other substances. All these materials are present in the bile. The bile contains about 86% of water only. Then the bile salts are there, bile pigments are there, mucin is there, cholesterol is there. So all these material substances are present in the bile. Coming to the bile salts, very important. Bile salts are sodium taurocolate and sodium glycocolate. Bile salts named as sodium taurocolate and sodium glycocolate. These two are the bile salts. Sodium taurocolate and sodium glycocolate are the bile salts. The bile salts increase the digestive activity of lipase. Lipase is the enzyme produced by the pancreas, or it is nothing but a pancreatic enzyme, lipase, which acts on the fat to produce the glycerol, fatty acids and cholesterol. So it acts on the fat. The lipase enzyme acts on the fat which is produced by the pancreas, and the activity of the lipase enzyme is increased by the bile salts. There are two types of bile salts, sodium taurocolate and sodium glycocolate. So two salts are there in the bile, and these bile salts, they increase the digestive activity of the lipase enzyme of the pancreas. Also, they help in the absorption of fats like glycerol, fatty acid and cholesterol. It helps in the digestion and also absorption of the fat in the form of glycerol, fatty acid and cholesterol. And fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E and K. A, D, E and K. So these are the functions of the bile salts. There are two types of bile salts. They are sodium taurocolate and sodium glycocolate, which help in the increase of digestive activity of lipase enzyme of the pancreatic juice in the digestion, and in the absorption of the fats, that is glycerol, fatty acid and cholesterol, and also in the absorption of the soluble vitamins A, D, E and K. So this is about the bile salts. Coming to the bile pigments, the pigments which are present in the bile are bilirubin and biliverdin. Bilirubin and biliverdin. They are formed from hemoglobin, which is released in the destruction of worn out RBC cells in the spleen. So in the spleen, the aged RBC cells, they come and they will die there. So after the death of the RBC cells in the spleen, the hemoglobin is released. Hemoglobin forms the bilirubin and biliverdin material. They are the bile pigments. Which are the bile pigments? The bile pigments are produced by the destruction of the RBC cells in the spleen and release of hemoglobin, and this hemoglobin forms the bilirubin and the biliverdin pigments. They are the bile pigments. So the gallbladder, the bile contains 86% of water, then salts, bile salts, and the bile pigments. So this is about the gallbladder. Now coming to the pancreas. Pancreas is a long, slender gland which lies transversely across the posterior abdominal wall. It lies behind the stomach at the level of first and second lumbar vertebrae. Pancreas is a long, slender gland which lies transversely across the posterior abdominal wall. The parts of the pancreas are, the pancreas consists of head, body and tail. The pancreas is having three parts. First is the head, second is the body, and the last is the tail. Three parts are there in the pancreas. Head lies in the U-shaped curve or C-shaped curve of duodenum. The head of the pancreas lies in the U-shaped curve of the duodenum. In between the duodenum curve, this head lies. Body lies in front of the body of lumbar vertebrae. Body lies in front of lumbar vertebrae. Then the tail lies in contact with the hilum of spleen. The hilum of spleen, it is in contact with the hilum of the spleen. The spleen is having a portion called hilum, and to this hilum this tail is attached. Coming to the structure, the substance of pancreas contains a number of lobules. The substance or the transverse section of the pancreas shows number of lobules of secretory cells called as acini. The lobules are called as acini, which are nothing but secretory cells. In between the acini, there are groups of endocrine cells called islets of Langerhans. Endocrine glands are also present in the pancreas. Pancreas is a exocrine gland as well as the endocrine gland. The endocrine part are nothing but islets of Langerhans, which are present in between the acini or the lobules. The lobules are called acini, and in between the acini, the islets of Langerhans, which are the endocrine part of the pancreas, are present. Small ducts emerge from these lobules. They are acini. Small ducts, they are emerge from the acini. These ducts unite and reunite to form pancreatic duct. This duct begins at the tail and emerges from the head of the pancreas. It enters the duodenum along with common bile duct. The bile duct joins with the pancreatic duct, and this pancreatic duct opens in the duodenum. Coming to the secretions of the acini, the lobule cells, secretory cells. The secretions of pancreas can be classified into exocrine secretions and endocrine secretions. Exocrine and endocrine secretions. Both work will be done by this pancreas. It is a very important gland. The pancreas is exocrine gland as well as endocrine gland. It has the part of exocrine portion, that is the exocrine enzymes are produced and brought to the duodenum or help in the digestion of the food and brought to the duodenum through the bile duct or the pancreatic duct. And there is endocrine secretions also present in the acini, the secretory cells. In between the secretory cells, acini, there are endocrine glands called as islets of Langerhans. Now coming to the exocrine secretions, it is pancreatic juice which is digestive infunction, it is conveyed to duodenum through pancreatic duct. Pancreatic juice contains the following digestive enzymes: lipase, which converts fat into fatty acids and the glycerol; amylase, which converts the starch into maltose; then trypsin, which converts peptones into amino acids. So the fat is also digested to the last point, that is the fatty acid and glycerol, which can be absorbed by the lacteals. Then amylase, which converts the starch, that is the carbohydrate, into maltose and glucose. Maltose. Then trypsin converts the peptones to the amino acids. So all these digestive enzymes, all these enzymes are present in the exocrine system of exocrine secretions of the pancreas. Coming to the endocrine secretions, endocrine secretion, it is secreted by the islets of Langerhans and directly poured into the circulation. The endocrine secretions, they are the hormones, endocrine hormones, which are secreted by the islets of Langerhans of the pancreas, present in between the acini, are directly poured into the circulation. They don't have the ducts. The islets of Langerhans doesn't have duct, hence they are called ductless glands, endocrine glands, and they are directly poured into the blood circulation. This secretion contains two different hormones, which are secreted by the two different cells of islets of Langerhans. These hormones are glucagon, secreted by alpha cells of the islets of Langerhans, alpha cells of the islets of Langerhans. That is glucagon. The second one is the insulin. Insulin is secreted by the beta cells of the islets of Langerhans, endocrine gland. The endocrine gland contains two types of cells, alpha and beta cells. Alpha cells produce glucagon hormone and the beta cells produce insulin hormone. So this is about the pancreas. The pancreas contains exocrine part as well as endocrine part. In the exocrine part, it secretes the enzymes and they are brought by the ducts, pancreatic duct, and poured into the digestive tract, that is the alimentary canal, for the digestion, helping in the digestion. Lipase is the enzyme produced by the pancreas. Amylase is the enzyme produced by the pancreas. Trypsin is produced by the pancreas. So these are the three enzymes produced by the endocrine part of the pancreas. Likewise, exocrine part of the pancreas. Likewise, endocrine part, that is islets of Langerhans, secrete glucagon and insulin. Glucagon and insulin, two hormones, are produced and secreted directly into the bloodstream in the endocrine part of the pancreas. So pancreas is a very important digestive gland, which is exocrine as well as endocrine gland. Liver, gallbladder and pancreas are the main digestive glands which help in the digestion of the food material. The food material contains three constituents: carbohydrates, proteins and fats. These are the three constituents of the food, and these constituents are broken down into the final products. The carbohydrates are finally produced as glucose. Then proteins, they are broken down into the final products, that is amino acids. Fat is broken down into fatty acid and glycerol. The fatty acid and glycerol are absorbed by the lacteals and brought to the subclavian artery. Then the carbohydrates, glucose and the amino acids are absorbed by the capillary network present in the villi and brought to the liver through the hepatic vein. So in the liver they are stored, the food materials are stored. So this is about the digestion. The digestive system consists of different organs: the buccal cavity, the pharynx, then the esophagus, stomach, intestine, and small intestine, large intestine, then rectum and anus. This is a complete tube-like structure called as alimentary canal or the gastrointestinal canal. So gastrointestinal canal or the alimentary canal is that starts from buccal cavity. This is the buccal cavity. Mouth is the opening of the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity up till the anus. The last point, the undigested food is thrown out through the anus. And in this process, in the digestion, there are glands which produce the enzymes are very important: liver and pancreas. So this is about the digestive system. So the digestive system is over here. So next we will start with the reproductive system. The reproductive system is the last system, I think, for the BSc students. So the portion of digestive system is completed from this video. Now the completion of the digestive system, complete digestive system notes I have already given. You please go through the notes of the digestive system, and whatever I have explained is present in the notes which I have given. So please go through the notes also for the figures. Figures are very important. So they will ask the alimentary canal figure, complete alimentary canal figure. Starting from buccal cavity up till the anus, you have to draw a neat labeled diagram. So all these things you must remember very well. Please go through the notes for the figures. Figures are very important. So if I show the figures here, it will be not so clear for you people. So please go through the notes. In the different books also they have given the figures, the complete alimentary canal figure. Please go through the figures and learn about the digestive system. So thank you very much.